Where I have come from, we eat ugali, we eat skuma wiki, we eat nyama. Und dann komme ich nach Deutschland und es gibt Brot und Wasser. Guys, I'm shocked because I was expecting dinner. I was waiting for the food because bread and tomatoes and cheese and boiled eggs is not dinner where I come from. That is not supper. And I am just thinking to myself, nimekuja wapi huku? Where have I come to? I've come to be starved in Germany. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Linda Abroad. I hope you're all doing well. And in this episode, we're going to be having a bit of a story time. We are taking it back all the way to 2010, which is where my German journey started. Yes, that is when I toyed around with the idea of moving to Germany, and I finally moved in 2011 February. Yeah. So how did I end up having this crazy idea, guys? Back then in 2010, I was, as a young adult, as a teenager, I had just finished high school and I really did not know what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. So what did I decide to do? I thought to myself, you know what? Why don't you try and learn a new language? So I decided to try and learn French. Nikaenda Alliance Française, and I did Kifaranza ikanishinda. I did it for a month and I could not get into it. Like whatever I tried, I could not get into it. So I decided, you know what? This is not for me. And I thought to myself, how about German? Nikasema Kijerumani, here I come. I went to Goethe Institute in Nairobi, where I did levels A1, A2, and B1 for 3 months. And I don't know, I think, and I know German is not an easy language to learn. It is not at all. It is such a difficult language. But for me personally, the beginning levels of German, so the A1, the A2 levels, I found them quite easy. I was able to learn them quite fast. The B1, it started to get a bit trickier, but with studying and all that, I got used to it. And then I had another great idea. I thought, Linda, what better way to learn this language and to perfect your German skills than, your German speaking skills than to move to Germany? And that is how I ended up moving to Germany. So there's this program, it's called Au Pair, if you've heard about it, which I thought was suitable for me to come and experience a bit of the German culture and the language and just see what this country is all about. So I applied to the Au Pair program. I sent in a few application letters to different German families and we were in communication, and I was fortunate enough to find this amazing German family in Munich. And so we started communicating towards the end of 2010. And like I said, I moved in February 2011. So before that, as we were communicating, before I moved, they told me, okay, since you're going to be traveling in February, my flight had been booked and everything, since you're going to be traveling in February, you better get yourself some warm clothing because Munich winters are no joke. young girl. Uh, so me being a typical Kenyan, what did I do? Mm, Me and my family took Tush. We went to Mtumba flea market. For those who don't know what that is, it's the Kenyan version of a flea market. So we went to Mtumba, tukanunua manguo, tukanunua jackets. We bought uh, shoes, clothes, jackets, thinking, okay, I am set to go. I have warm clothes. I remember while I was in Nairobi at the airport, I had put on like a sweater, I'd put on a jacket, and I was I was sweating actually because I was dressed quite warmly. But let me tell you, people, once I got to Zurich, which is where I had my connecting flight. So I had a layover I had a layover in Zurich. So the flight was from Nairobi to Zurich, a short layover of like 1.5 hours, and then flight to Munich. And in Zurich, oh, guys, I have never felt cold like that. I wanted to scream. But before we get to all that, I'm going too fast. I remember once I had found out that I was going to move to Germany. My good friend Lorna, I remember she was called, my good friend from high school, she took me to Capital Center or Nakumat, I can't remember, one of those shopping centers in Nairobi, to go and practice how to use the escalator. Because guys, a little bit about myself. I hail from the little town of Eldoret in Kenya, very small town. And in this town, at least back then, there were no escalators. So we had some buildings that had elevators, lifts, but nowhere in town was there an escalator. So when I went to Nairobi, I hooked up with my friend, like I said, my friend Lorna, and she took me to this shopping center in Nairobi to go and practice how to use the escalator. And we just went into the shopping center and we're going up and down the escalator, trying to get used to using it, because I was scared of using an escalator, guys. Like, it was a whole outing. It was a whole experience in itself. Like, when I think about it right now, it's just so ridiculous, but that's where my journey started. So, and I remember this security guard, he saw us and he came up to us and he was like, young girls, may I help you? Are you looking for a particular store? I've seen you go up and down severally. What's going on? Do you need help? Do you need assistance? And my friend Lorna had to explain to the security guard, my friend here has never used an escalator and she's moving to Germany, so that is why we are here. And the security guard just laughed and he was like, okay, go ahead. My goodness. Watu wanatokanga Valley, by the way. Watu wanatokanga Valley. It has been a whole entire long journey, as you can hear and see. So now I took my flight to Munich, and I remember, actually, like I said, when I was in Zurich, I just thought to myself, like, that amount of cold, I literally wanted to go back home. But it's like, no, there's no way I'm going to survive with this. And I was looking around, I'm looking to my left, I'm looking to my right, I'm looking everywhere, trying to find out if I'm the only one who's registering this cold, or And I can remember so clearly just this, everyone seemed so tall with their scarves and their suitcases and their proper winter jackets, and just moving and walking along the in the airport like nothing, because the flight was one of those where we had to get off the plane and take a bus and go to the next to take the next flight. So that's how, like, I was outside literally. And then getting to Munich, I remember thinking to myself, what is all this? Where have I landed? Because all around, like I said, in February, that's when the snow starts to kind of melt, and people have walked all over the semi-melted snow, so it's slushy and mushy and ugly, all brown and nothing like in the movies. I'm like, where's the white snow? And this is nothing like I've seen in the movies. God, like thinking about it as I'm telling you this story, like I'm taken back as well, and it's just so crazy. And I remember tukifika, I decided, no, I was picked up by the au pair who used to work for this German family that I was going to. So she picked me up from the airport, and we decided, was that the first time? No. So we went home, and we got to the gate, and she was like, wait here, I will go inside, open the door of the house, let the dog out, because they had a dog, and so that she can get a bit used to it. That was Gypsy. Gypsy can get used to you, having you around, and then you can come in. So anyways, she went ahead, she let the dog out, and this dog just runs over, jumping up and down, and I was quite scared because, yeah, I wasn't used to, we don't have, I didn't grow up with pets. I did not grow up with pets. So anyways, I just got myself together. I was like, Linda, you can do this. You can do this. It's just a dog. It's just jumping up and down. It's not going to bite you or anything. And we went inside. So she showed me around the house, and they had a huge house. This family was like 3 floors. She showed me my room where I could set up, and told me to just have a rest. And later on, like once I'm settled in, then we can see what to do. So I remember that evening, the family starting to arrive, maybe at around 5 p.m. I want to say around that time. And around 6, so this family had 2 kids. The boy was 15 years old and the girl was 9 years old. And yes, at around maybe 6 p.m., the mother arrived, and then the father after that. And then we just started to talk, to chat and get to know each other. And after a while, sorry guys, my battery was low, but I'm back. So the Ope was getting dinner going. She set up on the she set up the dining table. It was looking beautiful and everything, and we gathered around, sat down to have dinner. So we're chatting, and the dining table is set with cutlery, plates, everything is just looking beautiful, and there's cheeses, different type of cheese on the table. There's tomatoes and cucumbers and bread, and she had put eggs and everything. And so we sat down and we are chatting and getting to know each other, and we are eating. And after a while, maybe like half an hour or so, the lady, my host mother back then, she says to me, well, Linda, you must be jet lagged, you must be tired, don't feel like you have to sit down and chat with us for like a long time. If you decide, if you're ready and if you're tired, you can just go to sleep anytime. Yeah, don't feel obligated to sit, is what she was saying. So I am looking around. I was a bit shocked. I was trying not to show that I was shocked, but to be honest, guys, I was really shocked because I was expecting dinner. I was waiting for the food because bread and tomatoes and cheese and boiled eggs is not dinner where I come from. That is not supper. And I am just thinking to myself, nimekuja wapi huku? Where have I come to? I've come to be starved in Germany. Anyway, so like 5 minutes later, I'm seeing, okay, nothing is happening. So I just stood up and I went to bed. And the next day I woke up and I asked the other girl, because she was a Kenyan as well. I'm like, did you guys eat after I left? Did you guys have dinner after I left, or what was going on? So she laughed. She's like, what do you mean eat after you left? No, we just sat, we went on eating, talked for a while, and then that was it. Everyone did their own thing. I'm like, kwani that is hiyo ndo chakula? That's what you call dinner here? So she really, really laughed. She's like, oh my goodness, I know. That is typical German dinner. Like, it is very typical in Germany to have cold dinner, is what it's called. To just have like bread and like I say, tomatoes, cucumbers. You can have a bit of a salad on the side, but that's just very typical. A bit of bitings here and there. And mimi ni Mkenya typical. Where I have come from, we eat ugali, we eat skuma wiki, we eat nyama. Und dann komme ich nach Deutschland und es gibt Brot und Wasser. Guys, I could not believe it. I remember the next time, the next day, I was talking to my mom and she asked me, how was your flight? Did you arrive safely and all that? And I told her, Mom, I was given bread and water for dinner last night. Like, what? But you can't compare the German bread with the Kenyan, because we have, well, back then we used to have like toast bread. That was typical bread. But here you have so many different types of bread, and bread that is filling, heavy bread. It gets you full. So that is what you have with your dinner, and not toast bread, because you'll never get full from that. Guys, so that was my first day in Germany. And then another thing that was so shocking, we're going to bed, and then the dog, I'm expecting now, sorry guys for that, like I was saying, I'm expecting the dog to be shown outside. The dog was sleeping in the house. And where I come from, dogs sleep outside in kennels. Dog houses are called kennels. Dogs do not sleep in the house. But Gypsy was so lovely. It took a while for us to get used to each other, but Gypsy, she that's the dog. She was so sweet, such a sweet dog. Anyways, guys, so that's a bit of story time. My first encounters, my first experience in Germany. That was, like I said, 14 years ago. and now working and living in Frankfurt as an IT professional, as a German, and as a Kenyan citizen. I'll let you guys know about that process on another video. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe and share with your friends and your loved ones. Or if you know anyone who is looking or thinking about moving to a different country, Germany in particular, please make sure to share this video. Until next time, guys.